Hello, my name is Derek from Tomcat Gas Training and welcome to this video on a review and an introduction to this. This is the TPI dc710 FLUE gas analyzer. Straight away we can see there's some difference from a lot of FLUE gas analyzers. It has no screen. Okay, so let's take a close look at it and let's find out exactly what this has had to offer. But first of all, I'd like to thank Nigel Partridge from TPI who took up my challenge at the end of my part 5 video of which FLUE gas analyzer is the best between the Anton, the BlueLyzer and the Kane. At the end of that video, if you've seen it, if you haven't seen it, why not? Get watching it. But at the end of the video I asked if they thought their FLUE gas analyzer was better than the actual winner, then to give me a shot. So what he's done is he's loaned me this now just to do this video, just to see whether I think or it does come out better than the actual winner of part 5. Note how I didn't give away the winner there, so you need to go and watch the video. Anyway, as usual, let's get on with it. Now let's find out what Nigel from TPI has left us to have a look at. So this, according to TPI's brochure, this seems to be the only bag they make for their analyzers. Okay, so it's okay. Okay, so let's see what they've got. So inside we have the analyzer itself. So we've got the dc710 analyzer. So that's the first thing we've got. Then we have a printer, a A740BT printer. So it's loaned as one of those. And we've also got the SP620 differential manometer. No manometer tube though. So we've got a manometer but no tube. We have one of the cardboard filters and one of these new PTFE filters. Okay, so we've got one of those. Over the other side here we've got the charger. Okay, don't think that's the proper plug, but there you go. We've got a charger. Oh, it's USB. Okay, so it should be USB. Yeah, so we've got a USB charger, so that's always good. Anything else in there? No, nothing else in that bit. Only his business card. And in this bit, I guess, is the probe. Yeah, so we've got the standard, looks like one of the old probes as well. So, oh, the bulb's got the bulb, yeah, because it's got the PTFE filter in there. So that's pretty much what TPI have left us to play with. So let's have a look at these components a little bit closer and find out what they've got to offer. Now we can see from the dc710 or the 710 there's no screen. So we have no screen whatsoever, so we have to use a mobile phone or a tablet. Now, when he showed me this first, I thought, ooh, maybe that's a good idea. But then thinking on it, I don't know whether I like this idea. It can be handy to do things like room sampling, so you're not in the room, and the analyzer on the boiler and you could be outside using your phone, because it does have quite a good range. But is this better than the other analyzers we were looking at? Well, the BlueLyzer does this and has a screen, so can't say it's going to be better than that. But let's have a look anyway. So turn it on, we just press this button. Now it's gone red, the pump started to work. Okay, now we go to our analyzer and it says tap to start for TPI smart instruments. So, oh look at that, hey, that come up quick though. Okay, so let's press that because that's what we're looking for. It's now saying connecting. It's initializing and we've got to please wait. So it's just doing some basic checks. Shouldn't be no more than 30 seconds to a minute. And there you go, it's showing our analyzer results. Now, this is just a FLUE gas analyzer. It doesn't have any way of doing tightness testing. Okay, so that's what the other little gadget is, and we'll have a look at that in a minute. But it's just solely a flue gas analyzer. That's all it is. You need a tablet, you need a smartphone to be able to work this analyzer. But we can start the pump. There you go, we can start the pump. And we can actually create reports and stuff like that on this. So we'll have a look at that later when we start getting it up on running on the boiler. Now then, let's have a closer look at the unit itself. So let's get rid of the mobile phone and stop the pump, so we can have a look and see what this actual dc710 has got on it. Let's start where the sample probe is. So this is where your sample probe's going on, and this is a separate item. This is a filter, okay? So you can buy these separately, and it just basically plugs on there. So you're not plugging your analyzer direct onto the unit, the probe's direct onto the unit. You've got to put it on this first. And then you've just got your K probes, your standard K probes for your temperatures. Okay, so that's basically it there. So that on the side there is the exhaust port. So we should be blocking that. That's where the air is being shoved out. On this side we've basically got your charge point. So this is your USB. On the back we've got a hook, the magnet, and magnets are inside here. And that's basically it with the unit. There isn't anything else. So it doesn't feel very heavy. Okay, we've got these little rubber things on the side, which I guess come off because you can buy them separately. Okay, and it's Bluetooth, so it speaks to your phone. We can turn it off. It actually says on the phone it's turned off. So that's a close look at the unit. Now let's have a look at the last few gadgets that TPI have loaned us. First of all, we've got the SP620 differential manometer. So first of all, we need to pair it with the app. So we need to tap until it finds it. And it's now found it. We can now zero the readings. So we're back to 0. Okay, so we could just use this now as a digital manometer. We would connect our plush tube onto there, onto our gas meter, or we could even use it for taking pressures at appliances. Now we can now create a report by pressing this, and we'll just press set, and it's now created a report for us. And also, now we've got the printer here, we can also print this report. So I can press print. It'll now find the printer. We now accept the printer. And instantly it prints it. Look how quick that prints. That probably prints quicker than any of the other analyzers we've been looking at. My word, that was quick. So that's a quick look at the last few items TPI have loaned us for doing this video. And the printer was quick. Now, I just want to show you this. So we've got the analyzer on, we've got the boiler in low rate, and it's on my iPad. Okay, so you can see the reading is on my iPad. We've got CO of 8, CO2 8.6, and a ratio of 0.0001. Now, not that this would be any good in the field, but for a training centre, take a look at this. So there's the iPad, there's the boiler. Okay, so let's go on here. And you can see it's on the big telly in the classroom. So I don't think as many analyzers can do that. So it's on my iPad and it's actually on the big screen as well. So that is quite impressive for a classroom. I don't think you'll be able to do that on site though. Now let's have a look at the magnets. Sticks on alright. It does stick on alright. Okay, but this also has a handy little hook as well. Okay, Where can I hook it on there? So it can hook on there as well, even though this is metal and it will stick on with the magnets. But they give you a little hook as well, so that's a nifty idea. Okay, would you ever use that idea? Yeah, because there's some boilers with plastic cases, isn't there? Ideal. Well, that's the metal one and it sticks to that well. So the magnet seems to be pretty good. I don't think I'll start putting it in bags and weighing it with copper, but you can actually see it's got a good magnet on there. That was a good test, wasn't it? Anyway, magnet's good. Now, this boiler's been running all day. It's actually on low fire, it's just ticking over on heating. Now, because this hasn't got a screen, I've connected this to my iPad. Okay, so that's the readings I'm looking at on my iPad at the moment. Now, the probe's in fresh air, as you can see. It's reading nothing but 20.9 oxygen. Okay, so I've got the sample probe open. I'm just going to put the sample probe report open. So I'm just going to put that in, and we're just going to see what the readings do. Now, I don't know whether I like this or not, but it hasn't got a screen on it. It's great that I've got an iPad, but if you're on site, would you have the iPad? Probably would put it on your phone. Okay, if somebody rings you, so maybe putting it on something, a tablet separately from your phone is a better idea than having it on your phone, because also if you're blind you've got a bigger screen to look at. Okay, so you can see it tells us at the top our battery level is 70%. That's a good idea. It's telling us the date calibration is due, and it's telling us today's date. Okay, it's telling us the fuel type is natural gas. Okay, we've got carbon monoxide 0, carbon dioxide 8.3. We've got an oxygen reading of 6.3. We've got no ratio. Okay, it's not giving us any ratio, and we've got excessive air of 43%. Okay, so that's what it's saying we've got at the moment. It's on very, very low, this boiler. I'm going to just put it in high fire and let's see what happens. Okay, I've now put this boiler in high fire, as you can see, and straight away we've now got a ratio. We've now got 30 ppm, 34 ppm. We've now got 8.3 as our carbon dioxide. We've now got a ratio of 0.0005. We've got 6.3 oxygen. And why does your phone always ring when you're trying to make a film? Okay, so it's been running for a few minutes now. We've got CO. So we've got a CO of 49 ppm. We've got a CO2 of 8.4. We've got a ratio of 0.0006. We've got an oxygen reading of O2, an O2 reading of 6.1. And we've got excessive air of 41%. We've got a flue temperature of 65.5. So this gives us all the readings on the scrolling screen. It's giving us a nice green section there to tell us we're correct. So I'm not convinced. I'm not convinced about this not being on the analyzer, but I do like that. I do like that you can just scroll up with your iPad and it gives you all the readings. You're not flicking to screens or turning a dodgy dial. So I do like that. But I've yet got to be convinced about this not being on. But this is good that you could be somewhere else. So if you were doing a room test, so this is where this would be brilliant, is if you were doing a room test, you're out of the room and you don't have to come back in to the room. So because your reading's already there, so it's brilliant for that. Is it just that I'm always used to a screen being on there? Price wise, this is cheap. Okay, this is a lot cheaper than the other analyzers who it's trying to compete with. But again, it doesn't have tightness tests on there, and it doesn't have being able to do pressures and stuff like that. It's just basically a flue gas analyzer. If you want to do pressures and stuff like that, then you need one of these. And like I've said before, I definitely don't like that part of it. I prefer to be doing tightness testing, pressures, everything in one unit, because I'd probably lose that or break it. Okay, so yes, this is a good idea that you can, if you're doing room testing, you can be out of the room, but I'm not yet convinced that it's a good idea not having a screen on an analyzer. Now, got this boiler in full rate on the iPad. It's saying we've got a CO of 102, a CO2 of 8.9, and a ratio of 0.0011 with an oxygen of 5.2. So whether you can see that or not, I don't know. Now, I want to print. Okay, so I've got the printer. Now the first thing I've just noticed, the printer's not magnetic. Oh no! Disaster! But does it need to be a magnetic? It doesn't need to be in line with this, it needs to be with this. I would have liked it to have been magnetic. Anyway, I'm going to ask it to print now, so let's have a look at that. Now, I am quite a distance away from the boiler, so but it's still working, so it's still picking up the analyzer. So I'm going to push create report. I'm just going to press set. So it's now giving me this report. So it's now saying I could edit it, I could say to jobs, but I want to print it. So I'm going to press print. It's now found the printer. Oh my god, that is quick. That has got to be the quickest printer. So does this printer need a magnet? Debatable. Now let's finish off by seeing exactly what I think of this analyzer, this dc710. Now, analyzer itself, build quality, this feels good. Don't like the bowl though. It's very, very flimsy here. Okay, it's like it could snap off at any time, it's that flimsy. The other thing is as well, this kept falling off all the time, so that's the other thing that doesn't, that part of it feels a bit cheap. Okay, and this feels cheap as well, but it is cheap. At the end of the day, it's a cheap analyzer. Have I got round to it not having a screen yet? No, I don't think so. Is that just because I'm old and used to analyzers always having a screen? Possibly. You've got to buy a tablet or you've got to use your smartphone, and I don't use my smartphone the best of times, never mind using it for doing analysing. So you'd have to buy a cheap tablet as well. But it does things like you can email it then, and so it does have its pros and cons, but there are analysers out there which, you know, you can do all that with a screen. Is it better than the winner of which is the best flue gas analyzer between the Anton, the Blue Laser and the Kane? No, it isn't. But would it come last? No, possibly not, it wouldn't. Because the printer, other than not having a magnet, is the quickest printer I've ever seen. Again, it's just an analyzer. Do I like this? No. No, I want it all to be built in. But I know there's a lot of engineers out there who are, you know, don't use digital manometers. Don't know why, but they don't. They're scared to death of them. So that's why they need things like this, rather than building them in. And if they did build it in, they'd have to, well no, they wouldn't have to put a screen because they still could have put it on the tablet. Overall, am I going to have one at the centre? Yeah, probably. Because it was good that I could put it on the big TV and everybody could see it, so that's good that way. We couldn't use this in assessments though. That's one of the problems with it not having a screen, because they can't take a tablet or they can't take the smartphone into the test centre, and the trainees would have to. I wouldn't trust the trainees with the iPad. They'd have to use their own phones for it, but so they'd all got to download the app anyway. So that's basically, if you're looking for a cheap analyzer which has some amazing parts of it, like basically these can be properly good distance away, and you could see when I took the camera around from where the boiler was through to the TV, the distance is amazing. The printer distance is amazing as well, but it's still got to be close to the iPad because it's taking it from the iPad and it's not having a magnet. I don't know. So that's basically what I think of it. It's a good, cheap analyzer, and if you're new into the industry and you're looking for cheap, because a lot of guys are right at the very beginning when money's tight, then this is probably the analyzer for you. Okay? So, if you like this video, why don't you give us a thumbs up, because it shows you care. Well, it shows me you care. Or leave a constructive comment down below. If you've not subscribed to our channel yet, then get subscribing, and don't forget to hit that notification bell because we release new videos every Wednesday. So all I've got to say is, thanks for listening, thanks for watching, and if you want to look at any of our other videos, I'm sure they'll be around here somewhere. Cheers guys!